Yo, what's good, YouTube? Zamcro here, aka Scoot, back with the Draft League World Series, and we've got another speed tournament. I think this is like number 14. I know they've had quite a few since then, but this is number 14. This was played probably in December or January. I don't really remember. I just haven't. I've been giving priority to the draft leagues I'm in and being an analyst for the ITL and stuff like that. And I actually started doing some more work on top of work, trying to get some freelance IT stuff done and doing some construction labor again, digging holes and stuff like that. Doing a lot of work and things, trying to get my life situated a little bit better so that I can do even more fun things on YouTube and in my free time and stuff like that. So, anyways, we've got another speed tour and we've got a 7-mon squad here. We're going to talk about it for a little bit. We've got Mew, Zeraora, Serp, Skarmory, Mega Diancie, and the Dragonite and Pyroar. So Mew is, the jack of all trades, master of none, but I think, other Pokemon masters can actually make it a master of all of its, traits, It's a great stealth rocker. It's a great defensive mon. It can be a great setup mon. It can be a pivot. It can be a momentum grabber. It can even be like some kind of, you know, as an aid to my other mons. It can baton pass and things like that. Of course, only dry and sub passes are allowed, which is okay. It's not too big of an issue or anything like that. Next up is Zeraora. It's a very fast mon. One of my favorites. I love its design. It's basically, well, I'm not going to tell you that. I'll keep that opinion to myself. But yeah, it's a really fun mon. I love it so much. It's got a cool move too. I think it's the only mon that gets access to Plasma Fist. It's so cool. And then Superior. It's a grass type. Obviously, you guys knew that. But it gives me a ground check as well. Same thing for Skarm. Both give me a ground check. Both of them and Mew give me a defogger, and so does Dragonite as well. So I have four defoggers and a magic bounce user in Mega Diancie. I've got a pretty cool Fairy Dragon Steel Core with Skarm, Mega Diancie, and Dragonite. It's pretty cool. And Pyroar's got a nice speed tier as well. So none of my mons are necessarily slow outside of Skarmory. Like Skarmory is my slowest mon, and it's base 70. So I feel like, you know, having such a quick and offensive team, I feel like I'm pretty comfortable using that. I don't really have the most solid defensive checks for things, but I can use Mew and Skarmory if I need to rely on that. Anyways, we've got a speed tournament, so let's go ahead and hop into the games. Alright, so our first match is against Exemplify. He's got a pretty scary squad too, as you can see on screen. He's got the Garchomp, Gengar, Thundurus Therian, Milotic, I always forget that, Klefki, and the Megalopunny. So a pretty scary squad. He also had in the back the Alolan Raticate and Uxie. So you got to keep that in mind. His Z-move users are Garchomp and Thundurus Therian. Again, ours are Mew and Dragonite. I'm not sure if I mentioned that in the at the preview of my squad. Anyways, for this matchup, we've got a Mew designed to check Garchomp. It's got Ice Beam, it's got Psychic, Taunt, and Roost, I believe. It also checks Mega Lopunny pretty comfortably as well. Zeraora is here to outpace up to Mega Lopunny, which is, his fastest Pokemon, and has Plasma Fist, Hidden Power Ice for the Garchomp and the Thundurus Therian. And then I didn't really need too much else, so I've got Protect on there. And maybe an unknown move. No, actually it's Knockoff. So we've got Plasma Fist, Knockoff, Hidden Power Ice, and Protect. Protect is there so that Mega Lopunny can't ever come in and just click Fake Out for free and get big chip damage off on me or anything like that. Serp is a sub Leech Seed variant with Leaf Storm, and I think Hidden Power Fire. I think. Now don't quote me on that either. Like I said, it's been a long time. But I'm pretty sure that's the set. It makes a lot of sense versus this squad. Hidden Power Fire being there for the Klefki and Leaf Storm blowing basically everything else back. especially after Stealth Rock's at +2. Man, this thing's a monster. Skarmory is a taunt variant with, I think it's my Stealth Rocker. No. Excuse me, sorry about that. My Stealth Rocker is Mega Diancie, and it also has Moonblast and Earth Power. So Mega Diancie is a real huge threat. It also has Rock Polish, I believe. And then Dragonite has Fire Punch, Dragon Claw, and then Extreme Speed, and I believe Dragon Dance, but I don't think I actually get the opportunity to Dragon Dance in this matchup. So let's go ahead and hop into the battle here. And I'm going to lead off with my Skarmory. I felt like it led off, pretty much okay versus his entire squad. I didn't want to necessarily, if he led off with something like Garchomp or Thunderous Therian, I do have to be weary of Z moves. So, yeah, I'm going to lead off with my Skarmory here and see what he wants to lead with. And he actually leads with his Garchomp. So I'm going to hard switch into my Mew. I don't want to take a Fire Blast or an Inferno Overdrive. So I go out to my Mew, he misses. Basically all that means is he didn't get any damage. He has no clue what my set is. I taunt the incoming Milotic, and then I fire off a Psychic as he doubles into Klefki, which is a fire play because he avoided being taunted on his Klefki. So I go into my Skarm. He hard switches into his Garchomp as I go for the taunt. And then I'm going to switch back into my Mew as he makes a really good prediction there and gets that right and goes for the Earthquake. Of course, he can't even 3-hit KO me. And I double out into my Skarmory there as he brings in his Gengar. So that is pretty cool too. I'm going to click Brave Bird here. And he gets a Spadef drop. I'm not going to keep Skarm. It is paralyzed, so I'm not too worried about it. And I get some nice chip damage off on the Gengar. I'm going to go out to my Diancie here and set up my rocks in my regular form. We are not forced to Mega Evolve. So I knew I could take a Shadow Ball or a Sludge Wave or whatever he wanted to go for in my regular form. And then on the following turn I could Mega Evolve if I needed to. Or switch accordingly. But he does switch out into his Garchomp as I get my rocks up. Now I'm going to Mega Evolve and I'm going to go for the Moonblast, and it actually knocks him out. He's not Sash or anything like that, so that's really great. Now he brings in his Klefki, and I don't necessarily want to stay in and see what he wants to go for. I'm going to predict the Flash Cannon, go into my Zeraora, and now get some big damage off with the knockoff here. As he goes into his Thunderous Therian, and my Life Orb knockoff does over half, so I was really happy with that. And then he doubles into his Mega Lopunny, and I'm Life Orb, so I'm just going to go for the Life Orb and Power Ice there. Get some nice chip on there, or actually, it should knock out the Thunderous Therian from that range. But he switches out into his Mega Lopunny and gives me some damage on it. And I'm going to stay in here and click Protect to see what he wants to go for. And he just clicks Endeavor. So now, I don't want to, get some big damage off and him Endeavor me down. So I'm going to hard switch out into my Mew as he pulls a switch out into his Thunderous as well. And clicks Toxic versus my Mew, which is a fine play. I'm just going to click Ice Beam there, knocks him out. And I don't necessarily need Mew for anything specific. It's really nice, but I can revenge kill Mega Lopunny with Zeraora, so that's not too big of an issue. And he forces me out into my Serp and makes a nice double into his Gengar, so he can start firing off some Sludge Waves. And with me being poisoned, he's actually able to 2-hit KO my Mew, which is really nice for him. I'm going to bring in my Dragonite here. I could Dragon Dance, but in the case that he is Choice Scarf, he would have been able to 2-hit KO me there, and I didn't want that to happen. So I just click Fire Punch in case he went into Klefki as well. He brings in Milotic to revenge kill me. I click Protect to scout what he wants to go for, and he does just click Ice Beam until I faint. Now I'm going to go into Serp here, and I'm going to click Sub on the chance that he switched out there. And now I'm going to throw off a Leech Seed and start to slowly whittle this Milotic down and see what he wants to do from here. And at this point, he's just firing off Ice Beams. He kind of has to, but I'm banking on him clicking Mirror Coat again. But he's not going to do that. He's just going to keep clicking Ice Beam here, and now I'm going to fire off a Leaf Storm. I think he's in range, but he actually reveals Rendo Berry, meaning he can survive, and he's able to get almost half off with an Ice Beam there. Thankfully, my Leech Seed's able to knock him out here, and it puts me in a solid position. But he's able to revenge kill me with Mega Lopunny. I bring in my Mega Diancie here, and all I need is damage on Mega Lopunny to guarantee it in range of Zeraora. So I just go for the Earth Power, as he actually pulls a switch into his Klefki, which reveals to be Shuka Berry. So I'm able to pop that thing Shuka Berry, meaning it's going to guarantee faint on the following turn to this Earth Power, and that was really nice. And now he brings in the Mega Lopunny. He's going to be able to knock me out here with the combination of Fake Out and High Jump Kick, bar a miss, but he doesn't miss, which is good. I didn't want him to miss. I'm just going to go into Zeraora here and click the Plasma Fist and knock out this Mega Lopunny. So that just goes to show you how strong Zeraora is, and that's going to be game 1 of the tour. So let's go ahead and hop into game 2 of and good game exemplified. Just wanted to say that. Now we can hop into game 2. All right, so in game 2 we're facing off against Pineapple, and he's a decent battler. I like the way he plays and the way he builds and stuff like that. And he's a pretty solid competitor, and really happy to face off against him in game 2. He's got a very scary squad, as you can see on screen. Weavile, Landorus, Therian, Zapdos, Cobalion, Mega Gardevoir, Talonflame, and in addition to those, he has the Tyrantrum sitting on the bench. So he's got a 7-man squad. I got a 7-mon, I should say. We both have a 7-mon squad, and this is looking to be a good one. He's got Z Landorus Therian and Z Talonflame, so that's really, 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 really scary. So in this matchup, we've got another Taunt Mew, and we've got the Hidden Tech Vacuum Wave for the Weavile. Zeraora is a Plasma Fist Hidden Power Ice variant, once again. Hidden Power Ice is so good against things like Garchomp and Landorus Therian, hence why you see this back to back. Serp is a nice Leaf Storm variant with Hidden Power Fire, and I think I also have Sub and Leech Seed. Skarm, I think Skarm's my designated Stealth Rocker. Mega Diancie it's a Rock Polish set once again with Moonblast, Diamonds. Do I have Diamond Storm or Power Gem? I'm not real sure if I have Diamond Storm or Power Gem, but for my last move it is Earth Power there for the, not Earth Power, excuse me, I think Protect. Don't quote me on that. Anyways, last but not least, we have a Scarf Pyroar with Fire Blast, Flamethrower, Hyper Voice, and I believe our last move was Toxic. Anyways, looking at his matchup here, or looking at the mons on field, I'm going to assume, now this is just an assumption that I don't have any kind of clarification for this, but I'm going to say that Landorus is more offensive, and that Cobalion is a Stealth Rocker. I think it could taunt my Skarmory, it could taunt my Mew, instead of Stealth Rocks of its own. So I felt like that was his best lead. And I'm going to lead off with my Pyroar, and I'm Choice Scarf. So I'm just going to fire off a Fire Blast here. He may think he outpaces and can knock me out with a close combat, but I'm actually able to bop him, which gives me an early, super early 6-5 lead. So now he brings in his Talonflame, which is his only fire resist, so that's kind of expected. What I'm going to do is go hard into my my Zeraora. And Zeraora will knock this thing out with Plasma Fist, 100%. He could hard switch into his Landorus Therian, and I could click Hidden Power Fire here, but this is one of those, like, it's a legendary comment that Mr. Jamvad left in a comment section of one of his own videos, I believe. And he explained that sometimes you can make an over prediction and your opponent won't even make the play that you thought. So who actually misplayed? Was it you or your opponent? And the answer would be both, but was it a true 50-50 or not? Like, did you have to make that play, or could you make the safe play? The safe play for me here is clicking Plasma Fist. If he goes into his Landorus, I can switch around. So my play is the 100% Plasma Fist here. However, my opponent has Gale Wings, so, or could potentially be Gale Wings, could be Flame Body as well. It just depends on his set. Personally, for me, I don't even run Gale Wings anymore. It's null, it's void. It doesn't matter anymore. It's not top tier anymore. But Flame Body is. Burning a physical type Pokemon is just about the best thing you can do to a physical type Pokemon outside of eliminating it from the match. So anyways, what I'm going to do here is click Plasma Fist, and it's going to knock this Talonflame out. So my opponent's a little bit upset at this point. On the right hand side right now, under turn 3 in the Zeraora description there, you can see that PG Pineapple, he left 2 statements there, and basically he said he had forgotten to put Gale Wings on this bad boy, and that that was probably GG already. But Gale Wings wouldn't have made a difference. Gale Wings would have made 0 difference, because all that would have happened would be he give, a +2 Brave Bird and do negligible damage to my Zeraora. So what I said in the chat, on the following turn you'll see here, he's going to come into his Landorus, and I'm going to go for the Hidden Power Ice here which he reveals Yachi Berry. So I'm pretty sure his Talonflame was a Z-move user. And he's going to go for the Swords Dance, predicting my switch out. But I'm actually going to stay in here and click the Hidden Power Ice. So now I've got a +2 Landers in front of me. Just had a +2 Talonflame in front of me. And that's tough. That's tough. It really is. At this range, I don't know if Hidden Power Ice will knock him out. After how much, it did 30% last time. It can do roughly 60% this time, or maybe more. But I can't guarantee the knockout, you know what I'm saying? So basically, I just let him know that, Talonflame couldn't knock me out with Brave Bird. You can see that on the right hand side there. And on the following time, I'm going to click Hidden Power Ice again. There's a potential to knock him out. I get the 66% roll, and he knocks me out with Earthquake, which is fine. It's not a big deal. I can just go into my Choice Scarf Power Roar here and revenge kill him with the Flamethrower. But what my opponent actually says here on the right hand side, you can see he's talking about his Landorus. He says he knows that Talonflame couldn't knock me out, but he could have saved 65% on his Landorus. In reality, though, had he clicked Earthquake without clicking Swords Dance, he would have only lost 30% on his Landorus. So I don't know what he's getting at there. I'm not real sure his thought process behind that. Had his Talonflame got damage off on my Zeraora, I would have still been alive. He would have brought his Landorus in. Alright, so I'm not real sure where I was. I was just talking about, Pineapple's perspective and my perspective there. Had his Landorus, had he got that damage off with Talonflame on my Zeraora +2 Brave Bird or Supersonic Sky Strike, it wouldn't have knocked me out. And then he would have came in with his Landorus and he would have clicked Swords Dance again. Potentially. I don't know if that would have been his series of plays had he got the damage off. But really, all he had to do was click Earthquake and my Zeraora would have been gone. His Yachi would have popped and he would have lost 30% on his Landorus. So he could have saved that 65% on his Landorus anyway. So I don't know what he's getting at whatsoever. Anyways, so my Zeraora goes down. So does the Landorus. And now I bring in my Mew. He Toxics me with the Zapdos, and that's fine by me because it synchronizes with his own Zapdos. And what I can do is taunt him as he clicks Volt Switch here. And now he's going to bring out his Weavile, and I'm just going to get chip damage off on this. I don't, Zapdos is poisoned, so my Power Roar is in a really, really good position right now to win with Choice Scarf, Flamethrower, or Fire Blast even. So my first series of plays here is going to be able to get my rocks up with Skarmory. And now, I guess he could Volt Switch here. I think he does Volt Switch. Or no, he actually goes for Defog. I think he Volt Switches on the following turn though. Volt Switches out into... it takes my Fire Blast first. And then Volt Switches out into Mega Gardevoir. And I'm going to Hard Switch out into my Skarmory. He goes for the Psychic here. It's not going to knock me out, but it does 41%, which is insane, really. And I am more defensive, though, and not really Spadef. And he's able to knock me out with the Thunderbolt. So now I'm going to go into Surf here, just to get some chip damage off on Gardevoir. Put everything in range of Choice Scarf Power Roar. Basically, that's the game plan here. And he's going to sack off Zapdos here. That was, I guess that was a fine play. Really, it was. And now he can bring in Weavile for free without losing his, his two best mons for the end game here, Weavile and Mega Gardevoir. And now what I can do though is go into my Diancie and just Mega Evolve here. He goes for the knockoff once again, probably locked in. I'm going to click Moonblast here, knocks him out. It probably won't knock out the Gardevoir, and he's able to knock me out. But now I can bring in my Choice Scarf Power Roar and just click Flamethrower here and win the game. Not a big deal at all. And my opponent says unfortunate about the Gale Wings, but honestly, man, it was. If you're watching this, PG Pineapple, you cost yourself. You had to come in and click Earthquake. Earthquake was the play, not Swords Dance. With or without Gale Wings, Swords Dance was never your play. If you were trying to come back from behind, you weren't that far behind. First of all, you shouldn't try to get chip on Zeraora with Talonflame anyway. Talonflame looked, pretty decent versus my squad. It was your fire resist for Power Roar as well. It could easily take on Serp and Skarmory, so I disagree with your plays. So that's not too big of an issue. Anyways, that's game 2, and we're actually going to move on to game 3 now. Okay, so game 3 is actually the finals of this little speed tournament. We're facing off against Makahuri. He's joined quite a few of the tournaments as of when I was playing these. Anyways, he has a squad of Tapu Koko, Gliscor, Mega Scizor, Amoonguss, Slowbro, Halucha, Alolan Marowak, and Alolan Raichu, where his Z-move users are Alolan Raichu and his Tapu Koko. So some nice electric spam there, and he's got like a pretty scary squad in my opinion. So he's got one potential Stealth Rocker on this squad, and it's Gliscor, so that was a potential lead option. But I also have things like Mew, which could taunt that and click Ice Beam or something. Skarmory could taunt it and click Ice Beam, or not Ice Beam. Sorry about that. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to lead off with my Zeraora. Let's see what he wants to lead off with. He could lead off with his Tapu Koko, and he does just that. So what I'm going to do here is click Knock Off, get rid of its item. Or a potential item, I should say. And it did 21% to a fairy type. So here I'm going to start spamming my Zeraora moves. I'm going to click Hidden Power Ice versus the Gliscor. I'm going to click Fire Punch versus the Mega Scizor. He switches into his Amoonguss, and he's going to take massive amounts of damage, which is fine by me. And then he brings in his Slowbro upon the Fire Punch, I believe, and I go for the Plasma Fist. Anyways, he makes all kinds of these switches out and gets his Slowbro in a position versus my Mega Diancie, so I'm forced to switch out here, and I hard switch into my Skarmory because I know I can get my rocks up, and I know I can take this bad boy on. If he goes for Flamethrower, he can never do more than half. He can't even do half with Flamethrower. But I switch into Skarmory here on a Scald, and he gets a critical hit, which puts me at 43, does 43%, leaving me at 53%, and he gets a burn, which takes me down to 50%. So that's just insane. Now he goes for the Flamethrower, which, as you can see, does 44%. Could never 2-hit KO me. I could always roost that off had it not been crit and burned earlier. But, yeah, the crit burn, Scald, crit Scald burn, plus the Flamethrower, plus the burn damage was actually able to knock me out. And all I got out of it was Toxicking the Slowbro, which is really, really, really unfortunate. I'm going to go out into my Zeraora here to revenge kill this thing, or to force him out, really. And I click Hidden Power Ice, expecting the Gliscor to come back in. And he actually stays in with Slowbro. So, multiple brain dead plays so far, but they're working out for him, so there's nothing you can really say. Like, it's so unfortunate that sometimes Mons is like that. Here I'm going to go for a Dragon Dance right in the face of a Slowbro. Kind of have to. And he's going to switch out here as I go for sub. So that was really nice for me. I did this in case he had Thunder Wave. He actually goes out into his Amoonguss though. So now, in case he has Spore, I can't be Spored, and I can Dragon Dance again as he goes for the Foul Play. And I don't want him to live, so I go for the Devastating Drake here to make sure, guarantee I get the knockout and to not lock myself into a potential outrage. I'm actually Dragon Claw, but he doesn't know that. And I don't want him to know that yet. And what I was able to do was get rid of the Amoonguss, and now he brings back in the Slowbro. So what I'm going to do is sub up, so a little bit of this toxic damage will rack up. And he does reveal Ice Beam. I suppose he did not go for it earlier because he didn't want to prompt a weakness policy, which is fair play. Fair play. Very, very fair play. But now he's going to hard switch out into his Scizor. Again, this is Mega Scizor. Takes no damage from Dragon Claw. I don't have the extreme speed, so I can't go for it here for extra chip. He's able to knock me out with the Bullet Punch. I bring in my Power Roar to revenge kill him, and he's going to go out into his Slowbro. But what I'm going to do is reveal a Substitute, and now I have Dark Pulse. I have Dark Pulse, so I'm going to start chipping away at him. It does 37%. Are you kidding me? He's able to break my sub with Scald, but I can just sub up once again. In case he wanted to switch, that would have been phenomenal for me. But he makes the good play and stays in, and now I can knock him out with Hyper Voice. So I'm just going to go for that now. And unfortunately, I am in range of Thunderbolt, and I don't have a switch at this point, so he's able to revenge kill me with Tapu Koko. A little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm going to go out to my Mew here. I know I can eat up a Thunderbolt and Toxic this thing. What I should have did was Roost stalled until he was out of Thunderbolts. I mean, out of electric terrain, and then roosted up, or excuse me, then poisoned him. Yeah, it is what it is, though. He goes for the Thunderbolt here, and this Raichu is doing more than Coco was doing. Coco, I think, is a Z-move user here, and Raichu is Life Orb, so it makes a lot of sense. What I'm going to do here is hard switch into my Mega Diancie. This game is wrapped up already. He said, GG, sorry about the luck. Uh, if you were honestly sorry about the luck, you would, offer a restart or something like that. You wouldn't just continue playing. Anyways, I'm going to go out to my Mew here, revenge kill this thing, bring it down to a 3-0, and basically going to lose from here. But it is what it is. I'm okay with that. I've been playing these speed tours quite often, and I've won 2 of them. I've won one of them at this point, and I've been a runner-up in 5 of them. So I've had 6 finals appearances and doing pretty well. Sometimes it just don't go your way though. Sometimes Pokemon is Pokemon, and sometimes you just don't want to play anymore. But sometimes you have clean games though, and it makes you want to keep playing. But not in this case. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Good game to this guy. And I don't think I said it last time, but good game to Pineapple, despite him being salty over a little bit of his own misprep and his own misplays. That's your fault. Like this, getting hacked in this match is not my fault. And his whole team was Zero Aura food, so a little bit unfortunate, especially with Electric Terrain boosting my Zero Aura. And as much as I love Zero Aura, but yeah, that's gonna be it for this tour. Speed tour number 14. So good game, and congrats to Makahuri for winning. And that's going to be it. So let me know what you guys thought about these games, the draft in itself. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.